third graders, we are working in our Word Study Unit 5 packet. The cover will look like this, except for yours is green. You'll need to find the green one and make sure it says Unit 5. Pause the video if you need to find it. All right, the other thing you are going to need is either 3 highlighters, different colors, or 3 different colored crayons. One more time, 3 highlighters or 3 different colored crayons. Pause the video to gather those, please. All right, so this week we are working on adding ed to the ends of words. These are our learning targets. Read them with me. I can add ed to the end of words, and the words that we're adding ed to the end of are called verbs. I can identify the base word, that's the word without the ed, and I can spell and read words ending in ed. There are some rules that we follow when adding ed to the ends of words. We are going to look at those tomorrow. Instead, will you turn to the next page that looks like this, please? And notice these 3 boxes here. Sound T, sound D. Actually, go up here, it should say sound T, sound D, and sound ed. When you add ed to the ends of words, it is either going to make the T sound, or the D sound, or the ed sound. So we are going to read through the next list of words, and you are going to circle the words, how they sound, using a certain color. So for example, for me, any word that sounds like a T at the end, I'm going to circle it purple. Any word that has the D sound at the end, I will circle it yellow. And any sound that has the ed sound at the end of the word, I will circle it green. You pick out your own colors, please. And if you want to use purple, yellow, or green, you can. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, notice that every word ends in ed. Okay, now we're going to read those words, and again, ed is going to make different sounds at the end of these words. It does not always sound the same. So I need to remember then, if it's T, I think what I'm going to do here, T, I'm going to circle it purple. D, I'm going to circle it yellow. And ed, the ed sound, I'm going to circle it green. If you would like to do something like this at the top to color code, you may. So put a T in whatever color you will circle the words that make the T sound. Put a color D for whatever sound word will make the D sound, and a different color for the ed sound. Here we go. The first word is acted. Say it. Acted. Acted, at the end I hear the ed sound. Act, ed. So I'm going to circle it green. Go across, look at the next word, think about it, and read it. Scared. Scared. I hear the D sound at the end, so I am circling mine yellow. D. The next word, look at it, think about it, read it. Asked. I asked my mom if I could bake cookies. At the end, what do we hear? We hear the T sound, asked. There we go. The next word is, look at it, think about it, read it, scored. I scored a touchdown during the game. I hear the D sound, scored. Next word, chased. I saw a squirrel get chased by my dog. What do you hear at the end of chased? If you said t, you are correct. The next word, seemed. It seemed like summer outside this weekend. Seemed. What do we hear? D. Yeah, it really didn't seem like summer this weekend. Not sure why I said that. Next word, closed. She closed the door. What do we hear there? Closed. If you said d, you are correct. Next word, skipped. Gracie skipped down the driveway. What do you hear at the end? Here the ed is making a t sound. Skipped. Good. Next word. This word is, is it hoped or hopped? If you said this is hoped, you are correct. And what do we hear at the end of hoped? If you said T, you are correct. Hoped. The next word, look at it, think about it, say it. Started. You are correct. It is started, and I actually hear start ed. Started. Yeah, we hear the ed sound there, not just the d. It's not started. It's start ed. Started. Okay, next word. Hopped. We hear the T. Next word, look at it. Think about it. What's that word? If you said stepped, you are correct. I stepped up the ladder, and I hear the T at the end there. Stepped. Keep going, please. Next word. Think about it. Read it. If you said jumped, you are correct. And what sound do you hear there? If you said T, you are correct. Jumped. Next word, look at it. Think about it and say it. If you said stopped, you are correct. Now, what do you hear at the end? If you hear the T, you are correct. Stopped. The next word, look at it, think about it, and the word is pleased. If you said you hear the D, pleased, you are correct. And the next one, look at it and think about it. It is the word treated. Treated. What do you hear? If you said ED, you are correct. All right, third graders, now there's one more step to do. I'm going to make this a dual page. Now what we are going to do, and I'm going to make this full screen, we are going to write 4 words that had the T sound at the end, right here in this box. 4 words that had the D sound, just 4. And over here, 3 that had the ed sound, because guess what? There are only 3. So I would write words that have the T sound at the end. Asked. So notice